All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DFS experience for Monday, May 6th. I warned y'all about Garland. Now, I did have Garland in my FanDuel lineup, so I can't act like I'm high and mighty. I did throw him in there thinking that he would play better in Game 7. He was he was absolutely pathetic. Franz Wagner had a bad night, but you know what? He's been pretty reliable all the other games, so I give him a pass. I think he's in my winning lineup on DraftKings, even though I didn't look at it yet, but I know I cash. Um, I hope I cash. I was cashing last time I checked, but anyway. So what I did was I split up Garland and I split up Banchero. So I put Banchero in my DraftKings lineup, and I put Garland in the FanDuel lineup, and Mitchell and everything. Because I had a feeling Garland was going to do something crazy. And then Mobley, I didn't trust. I should have put Mobley in one, but I didn't because I didn't trust him. And he only took 8 shots. So I don't know. I want to hear that something is wrong with him because you can't be that big, that talented, close to the basket, and only taking 8 shots. That's crazy to me. Like, what were you doing all season when Jarrett was out? When Jarrett Allen was out, Evan Mobley was Wilt Chamberlain. These playoffs, I better hear that he was hurt because this is a big disappointment for somebody that was pretty decent all season long. Since he came into the league, he's been reliable. I don't know what's going on. Garland, they need to send him to Tokyo or something. I mean, I know they won, but it doesn't even matter because they're pathetic. The Cavs were pathetic all series long. And Orlando was actually the better team for the 7-game series. They were coached horribly. How are you in Game 7 and you're playing your starters 30 minutes? They should be. I mean, I know Banchero had a breathing issue. Like, he was running out of breath, like oxygen, whatever you call it. I get that. But it's like, whatever. They could do what they want to do. They could do whatever they want to do. Orlando should have won. But I think they were poached. I think they were coached poorly all season long because some of those rotations, like, didn't make any sense. And we've been talking about that all season long with Orlando's the triple centers, the Cole Anthony and Cole Anthony should be playing 28, 32 minutes a game. You want to play Fultz, play him 24 minutes. If you're scared about his health, like, you're playing these guys 10 minutes, 11 minutes. Basketball is about rhythm. How you want them to contribute for your team if they get in no rhythm? Like, anybody that's ever played basketball, any sport, but especially basketball, you need rhythm. If you're not getting any rhythm, you're just going to be out there cold. Look at the Cavs. Bickerstaff, you finally want to play Karis LeVert? Didn't I say that last video? You're fading LeVert for what? These coaches, listen, man. I don't care what nobody tells me. A lot of these NBA coaches they think they're playing 2K. They think this is a video game. They have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea about their staff. They know nothing about time management. They know nothing about nothing. Matchups, nothing. Then they have players on their team. A lot of these teams, they have guys that sit on the bench for 10, 11, 12 games. Then you want them to get in the game and produce. How? Anyway, screw both the Cavs and the Magic. Pathetic. Listen, let me get into this slate because talking about the Cavs is gonna make me upset. More upset. All right. We got Brunson at 9.5. He's too cheap. You gotta give Brunson the same respect you'd give Giannis or I don't want to say Jokic, but Giannis, Shea. You know, giving him that respect now. That's where we are. That's where we are in the world. Jalen Brunson is a top tier fantasy producer. I'm not going to go to the game log and show you. If you're playing fantasy, you should know this already. Brunson is too cheap. Lock him in. And he's got the whole team on his back. He's going to play 42 minutes minimum. He's going to take 30 shots. And you could count on him. You feel me? Halliburton, 8.3. He's okay. If I get him in my lineup, cool. I'd rather Murray, to be honest with you. Halliburton, I don't know, man. I don't. If I'm not going to waste my breath on Halliburton. 8.3, he's an okay play. I prefer Murray. Conley, 5.4. He might end up in lineup because of his salary. Nemhard's in play. TJ McConnell. People are going to look at the game log. He's going to be overowned. Keep that in mind. McBride. It's 50-50 with him how many minutes he gets because you know that if DiVincenzo comes out and plays well, DiVincenzo's going to get more minutes. We already knew that. And that was a risk I was willing to take. Braun is in play at 3.5. Reggie Jackson is in play at 3.4. I think I'm going to lay off a Shepherd for game one until I see that they give him minutes. Very disrespectful. Anthony Edwards is 9K. Anthony Edwards, who I thought was going to take him a few seasons to become the face of the league. I thought it was going to take him a few seasons. He's grabbing the face of the league by the balls, and he's taking it now. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody thinks. I've seen this before. When did I see this? I seen this in 2007. Who was playing in 2007? I was watching the playoff game. Cavs versus the Pistons. Pretty close game. Had a young LeBron James. He was on his way to becoming the face of the league. Almost the same type of position that Anthony Edwards was in now, but Anthony Edwards has a way better team. That all those early Cleveland teams were some of the worst teams ever created in the league. Anyway, I've seen LeBron in this playoff game against the Pistons, and I seen him go for like 22 straight, 25 and a quarter. That was the greatest quarter I've ever seen in my life, still to this day. They were sending double teams. They were sending triple teams. They were sending 4 guys at him. And he wasn't giving up the ball, and he was scoring on him. And he was scoring on him. He was going around him. He was dunking on him. He was shooting fadeaway. You got to Google it. Cavs, Pistons, Eastern Conference Finals. Greatest quarter I've ever seen. And in that moment, as I watched that game, I said to myself, oh, this is the best play I've ever seen. And from that game on, he was the best in the league to me. He was the greatest player I've ever seen. I'm looking at Anthony Edwards. I'm not even going to say nothing. Yo, he's arrived. You can say what you want. He's arrived. I'm not going to say he's the best in the game yet, but he's knocking on that door. Man, if he destroys Denver not all by himself, but if they take out Denver, nah, we're going to have another conversation in a few days. Anthony Edwards is too cheap, 9K, fire him up. Neesmith didn't play 4.8, too cheap, disrespectful, fire him up. KCP didn't play 4.6. KCP is not going to give you 30 fantasy points every night, but some nights he'll give you 25, some nights he'll give you 14. Be careful. NAW, his popularity is going to be down. He's going to be low on because of the last game. I'm going right back to him because he's in the rotation. He's in the rotation for a reason. 4.1K. I'd rather play Alexander over McBride, but if McBride is my last man in, I'm not mad at it. The rest of those guys I'm not touching. Small forward, Siakam, 8.1K. He's been playing like a bowl of oatmeal for the last few games. What does that mean? I don't know, but that's what comes to my mind. Your 8.1K, 38, 40, 20, 35. 40 is fine because it's a 2-game slate, but anything under 40, I'm not having it, my man. The 12 shots, the 14 shots, no. You're Pascal effing Siakam. I like it. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what? It's a new series. Hopefully he had a little bit of rest. He'll get a little bit different coverage. What's the coverage? The defensive coverage, how the defense plays him, and hopefully things are a little bit easier on him. Josh Hart should have his way against Indiana. They're not known for defense. Fire up Josh Hart. Michael Porter Jr. is too cheap. Fire him up absolutely in play. While they're focusing on Jokic, he's going to get a lot of not open threes, but he's going to get a lot of high percentage threes. Fire up Porter. OG getting healthier, playing better. I might lock him in 5.9K. Oh, that looks good. 5.9K. Fire up OG. Getting stronger, getting healthier, had time to rest, and then now you got Indiana where the defense is a little bit more lax. Nah. McDaniels is in play. DiVincenzo's in play. DiVincenzo's too cheap. Lock him in also. Kyle Anderson. Kyle Anderson should play more minutes because of the bigs of Denver. What did he play last game? 12 minutes? Whoop-de-doo. Listen, I'm going to stick to Walker Alexander, and I'm going to stick to McDaniels as far as the other pieces on Minnesota. I'm not going to play Kyle Anderson if he's going to be playing 12 minutes. Justin Holiday, no thank you. All right, before we go to power forward, if you're new here, welcome. Appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the bell, thumbs up the video. If you need help cashing, NBA is too hard for you. You need help with MLB, whatever it is. You can check out the Patreon, linked in the description. You can check out the channel membership. Silver and gold get you lineups also. And then we do have super chats open. We're covering MLB, NBA, PGA, MMA, whatever sport it is. We're covering it. Just Patreon is free to join, and then once you join it, you can see what tiers fit your needs. Then you could tap in. We can cash out. We've been smashing lately. I don't like telling people business, but people have been winning a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So if you actually look at some of the past comments, you'll see. I'm not gonna sit here and tell people business, but you'll see. People have been winning a lot of money. So if you're struggling, you need help, then tap in. If you don't need help and you're making terrific lineups and you're cashing out, then that's great. You know what I'm saying? Let's start with power forward. Cat 6'8", too cheap. Way too cheap. Aaron Gordon's too cheap, 6.2K. Naz Reid, he's going to absolutely be incorporated into this rotation more because the bigs. The matchup is going to need Naz Reid more, as you can see from game one. Obi Toppin, he's going to be very popular because of the fact that he had a career playoff night last game. He's not a bad value piece, but I won't go overboard. We know how these value pieces work. You know, here today, gone tomorrow. I'm not playing Peyton Watson. I don't think. Jokic is too cheap at 11. Gobert 7K, absolutely in play. Everybody's too cheap. Miles Turner, he's going to be low on because of his debacle in the last game, 6.7. Hartenstein 5.2. Hartenstein should play a lot better against Indiana because you're not going up against Embiid in Philly. Mitchell Robinson, when he gets on the court, he should dominate. If he plays 15 minutes, he should dominate because it's Indiana. This is going to be a good game environment because of the tempo and the lack of defense from Indiana, or the difference in defense, the pace and the difference of defense from Philly. Philly was a whole different ball game. So this is better for fantasy. Mitchell Robinson looks good. The only problem with Mitchell Robinson is he takes up a center spot. But for 4K, I don't mind playing him. You just gotta get on your knees and clasp your hands together and pray that he doesn't get hurt. Because that's his MO all his whole career, getting hurt. Other than that, I'm not going lower than Mitchell Robinson, to be honest with you. I already made my lineup just by looking at this. So hopefully everybody stays on the court. Nobody gets ejected. Nobody gets hurt. I know I'm cashing. I already see it. I can make 2 lineups out of this. Anyway, listen, I'm going to go on and get out of here. I'm going to let y'all enjoy y'all Sunday. I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you had a profitable weekend. And if you play Darius Garland, let me know. If you play Darius Garland and he ruined your lineup, let me know. Because he definitely ruined my FanDuel lineup. But I kept him out of DraftKings. Thank goodness. If you ruin your lineup, let me know. Oh, no, I'm lying. If you had Darius Garland and Jonathan Isaac, let me know in the chat. I'll talk to you guys later. Ciao.